Hey there guys, what's up? It's your buddy mikeyperion here, and I hope you have a great day because for today we are now on episode 24 of our iCraft Season 5. And if you guys can recall, well, during the last episode, this wide river right over here doesn't exist. Well, we actually did this off cam together with Luki. We actually work on this together. We also have quite a fun time working on this, and probably we're gonna work again together soon. But anyway, so the main reason why we wanted this wide river is to have a spectacular view of our last episode's project, which is this awesome looking bridge. And also, well, this is one of the builds that I'm very proud of. Well, I should say that we did a lot of planning and designing this project because, well, this is actually the first time that we have done a modern bridge, and this is totally new to me. And if you guys are familiar with the Erasmus Bridge in the Rotterdam, well, that's actually our inspiration in making this project. Well, it's not actually exactly the same, but it kind of looks similar. And well, we also have done a lot of mathematical equations in order for us to make these geometrical shapes and lines, which I think is very evident with this build, right? So let's get over there. And also, well, I have done this mini dock right over here just for us to have a more comfortable way getting out of but that glitch though. I should say the more uncomfortable way getting out of our boat. But anyway, so let's take a closer look of our bridge here. So basically, if we stood right in the middle of this road, as you can see, this is totally symmetrical and all of the blocks are well placed, and including these fences. Well, they are actually calculated to make this look as real as possible. Since this is Minecraft, well, we're a lot constrained in making this type of designs, right? But anyways, of course, well, the main reason why we have built this bridge is to add more landmarks in our business district. And first, well, of course, well, we already have the Capitol building, and now, well, the second thing that we have here is this cable stayed bridge. But of course, well, for this episode, we are going to continuously working here in our business district. Well, the plan for this episode is to make our very first residential condo right over on this plot right over here, which we'll already have, I think, mentioned during the last episode. So as you can see, well, this is reserved for Mikey. So basically, this is gonna be where are we going to work for this episode. So this building is going to be somehow, well, around 10 to 12, should I say, floors high. And probably, well, we're not gonna consume all of this plot right over here. Probably we're just gonna take probably somewhere around over here, because probably we're gonna make a podium area on that part. And well, I think the building is just gonna be right over here, and that area right over there is going to be the podium, or probably the amenity deck. So well, basically I already have planned for this project. But of course, well, the first thing that we have to work on is the layout of this building and some sort of like planning, so at least, well, we can already start this project, right? But anyway, so well, without further ado, let's get started. And now we have done our layout here. So first, probably you guys already know that these 3x3 squares on the sides are actually the outer pillars. So basically, this area right over here, this entire area is going to be the podium section. So basically, the first two levels going to be the podium section. We shall also have the amenity decks, and on this section right over here is actually some commercial slots with those broken lines. And this section right over here with the solid lines is going to be the main tower, which will actually reach up to 12 floors on the top. And of course, on the mid section right over here on this spot is going to be the main elevators, or the elevator lobbies of our building. So basically, it will also serve as the core. So these two slots right over here is going to be the boosted elevator, and this one is going to be the manual elevator. And this part right over here is going to be the stairwell, or the staircases, to whatever the residents wanted to have some sort of like manual, you know, climbing this building, they can use that. So well, this section right over here, I'm planning to have some sort of like a basement parking. So well, the first thing that we wanted to do is to make this basement parking. So well, and yes, we are going to include one parking space for each unit owner who will buy a unit or a condo unit. So basically, we are going to have 10 floors for the residential area, but we are only gonna sell 9 condo units. But still, well, we're gonna still have 10 parking slots, because the topmost units is going to be the penthouse units, which will also have 2 levels and as well as 2 parking spaces. So well, let me first dig this out, and well, let's start working. And when I mentioned about parking spaces, what I actually meant are stables, since we don't have cars in this game. We only have horses, so basically these are, well, considered as parking spaces. But anyway, so well, so far this is looking awesome. And now we got these elevator slots right over here, and this area right over here is going to be the stairwell or the staircases going up all throughout the floors of our building. So basically, of course, this is going to be the manual thing if they wanted to do that, or if that's their preference. So now let's test out our parking spaces slash stable. So we got a horse right over here. Well, I haven't moved these ships yet because we're still gonna need them for this episode. So probably it's the best for them to be, to stay there for the meantime. But probably, of course, we're gonna move them soon. So let's test this out. So basically, this is the driveway going in, and of course, well, let's try on this slot right over here. That's actually hurting though, but actually they can actually use these fences, so they just need to open 2 of these fences so at least the horse can get in, and of course they can just open 1 if they want to go out, and well, this block is actually the suspect for that case. But anyway, so well, let's continue working on this area, of course, for this project. So basically the next thing that we have to work on is this ground level right over here, which will also contain the condo lobby, and as well as 2 commercial spaces like I mentioned in our, well, previous scene. But anyway, so well, let me grab our stuff because I haven't prepared yet our materials that we're gonna use for this build. And of course, well, most of our materials are actually already here. Well, this is only the sand and this gravel for the concrete because we're gonna use some white concrete, and probably we're also gonna use some of this sandstone because that's actually the color theme that I wanted to have for these residential condos. And of course, some glasses, we still have a supply of this. And let's check out some birch, since this is also some sort of like kind of close to the color palette that we wanted to have in our build. But anyway, so well, let me prep up and I'll be back. And now we already have prepped up most of the materials that we're gonna use for this build. And first, we are going to have some of this smooth sandstone and some of this sand for the concrete, and as well as, of course, this gravel. And also, we got some regular stones here, some smooth stones, and as well as these glasses. Of course, we're definitely gonna use them. And as well as some of these wood logs, and of course, well, some of this lighting, well, stuff, and some of these miscellaneous stuff that we're gonna use later on. So basically, the first thing that we have to work on is, of course, this ground level right over here. So basically, this section right over here is actually 2 blocks high because this is going to be our condo lobby, since we're also gonna use some sort of like a piston door. So definitely we need 2 blocks high beneath our piston door, since we also need, to put some redstone lights on the bottom section of it. So basically, of course, this part right over here is gonna be one of the piston doors that we're gonna build first, and probably we're also gonna build 2 more piston doors on this section right over here for our commercial spaces. So basically, we got 2 commercial spaces right over here, and each one of it, I wanted to have some piston door probably somewhere here for this unit right over here, probably some over here as well. So basically, the first thing that we have to make are those piston door, and well, let's do it. And now we have done all of the piston doors that we're gonna have on this ground section of this building. So first, we have one right over here, and of course, well, and yeah, we walk very slowly though. But anyways, of course, this is actually working fine now, all of them. And basically, on this part right over here, we're gonna have 2 commercial spaces, which will be divided by this wall right over here. Later on, we're gonna build a wall in between this, and basically, of course, this section right over here is gonna be the core of this building. So we got a staircase right over here and 2 more elevators right over here for our condo units, and here we got the driveway going to our parking spaces in the basement. And as well as, of course, we got another piston door right over here. And the next thing that we have to work on are these pillars. But basically, of course, I also have used different materials for these pillars. As you can see, we have used some of these birch trapdoors with some sea lanterns inside it, so at least we can make this, very well lit, right? But anyway, so well, let's continue working on these pillars, and I'll be back. And now here's what we have accomplished for this ground floor of our building. So, well, we already got the pillars and some of the walls, and as well as, of course, the flooring. Well, we already have done that earlier. And we already have this elevator lobby. So basically, we already have extended it up to the second level. So now, well, we still need to work on the glass walls or the giant windows in all of the sides of this ground floor, and basically as well as the ceiling on the ground level. So, well, that's the next thing that we have to do, and let's work on it. And now we're actually working on the ceiling of this, and that block is actually misplaced. But anyway, so well, I actually have used reverse stairs just to add more textures in our ceiling. So at least, well, somehow this actually looks pretty cool, right? And somehow it looks kind of classical, but it's actually pretty elegant, should I say. And of course, we're gonna add some more chandeliers on these commercial spaces, and as well as on these sides. But anyway, so well, let's continue working. I actually tried several colors on the floorings for this condo lobby, but I think this green carpet and as well as white on the side suits the best because, well, we also have some white on the walls and as well as dark prismarines on the ceiling. So probably I think this is the best color that we could use for the carpets. But with this, we still don't have any supplies of green wool. Probably we'll just gonna buy in Ionco. So 1 diamond per 2 stacks, so I guess this is already a sweet deal, right? But anyways, I guess we're only gonna need 2 stacks of this, and well, I guess this is already enough since we're only gonna fill the condo lobby. But anyway, so well, let's get back to work. And well, I guess this green carpet suits the best, and especially that this looks pretty elegant, should I say, and somehow refreshing, right? But anyway, so well, I guess we're done here. We're done with the condo lobby, so now it's time to work on the second level of this building. So basically, the second level is still not gonna be a condo unit, so probably this is gonna be some sort of like a lounge on this space right over here. So basically, this is the first part or the first level of the tower, and on the other side right over there is gonna be actually the amenity deck, where we are actually going to have a swimming pool and as well as some cabanas and as well as a garden, should I say. And probably, of course, this section right over here, this is where we are going to have the swimming pool, and I guess this is the next thing that we have to work on. And well, let's start working on this one. And now we're currently working on our amenity deck. So, well, number one that we have to consider is that we don't want the pillagers to spawn here. So that's why we're using half slabs. But for these grass blocks, well, we're actually gonna place some, some bushes, some trees. So at least we can also prevent them from spawning on these parts. And on this section right over here, probably we'll also gonna place some half stairs on the top of the cabana, because this one is gonna be a cabana. Well, I guess we also need to place some half slabs on the top of these strip plugs, because this is still spawnable. But anyway, so we're gonna work on this one, and after this we'll also gonna work on the lounge on the section right over there, but probably it's just gonna be a room, and it's gonna be like I said, the first level of our tower. But anyways, of course, we're gonna work on that later. And now we're actually almost done on this lounge, and except for these carpets, well, I still need to collect more wool from those ships right over there. But anyway, so we're almost done on these amenity deck of our building, and of course, we're just gonna place some doors there later, and probably we'll just gonna work on the furnishings on the next episode, and probably, of course, including the gardens or the trees and the bushes on this amenity deck, and as well as, of course, well, on this section right over here. And probably I also forgot about the glass blocks on this section, because this is actually gonna be part of our, well, elevators, right? But anyways, of course, we don't want to use glass panes on that one. And well, on this section, of course, we also need to add some more doors, of course. Well, I guess we're almost done. We're almost done with this one, except for these carpets, like I said. And well, the next thing that we have to work on is actually a condo unit on this section right over here. So at least we can have one sample of a condo unit that we're gonna work all throughout for this building. So like I said, we're gonna have 9 units, except for one that is going to be a penthouse unit, but we're also gonna work on that later, but it's gonna have some sort of like a different design. But anyway, so let's start working on a condo unit on this level, and I'll be back. And now we already have built our very first condo unit in this server. And I think, well, this is the first one in the server because I'm the only one who has a project of residential condo, right? But anyways, of course, we also already have filled up the carpets on the lounge area. So let's start the tour. So basically, of course, this section right over here is going to be the elevator lobby on each floor. So basically, it will gonna be the same all throughout. And of course, we got the entrance right over here. And but we actually only have one condo unit for each floor, which is also gonna be a modular condo unit where they can actually place some walls in between these strip birch logs. Well, at least they can customize it. For example, on this section, they wanted to have a bedroom. On this one, they can actually place a wall on this side right over here. And we also got some nice large windows on the corners. Well, on this one, we got a nice view of the Capitol building, and as well as, of course, we also got some balconies on each condo unit. So here we got a corner balcony on this one. Well, I think all through I mean two of these on two of the corners, and on this one we also got a large window facing the cable stayed bridge. And here on this corner we also got another balcony, which I think, well, also has well, probably I'm not sure if someone will gonna build a building that will cover up this balcony, right? But anyways, of course, we're gonna build the remaining condo units in the form of a time-lapse montage. And well, I already have prepped up most of the materials that we're gonna need here. So basically, well, like I said, we're gonna do this in a form of a time-lapse, and well, let's start doing it.
Allons plonger vers les ciels du Méditerranée. Échappons-nous vers l'horizon.
And oh, well, this is very tiring though. Well, I actually got disconnected a lot. During the last hours of making this build. But anyway, so I guess at least we're done, right? And I actually haven't seen this overall because I've actually continuously working on this one. And well, to be honest, I've also done some parts of this in the creative world. But I guess this will turn out good, should I say? But so far, that symmetry doesn't feel good to me though. I mean, that part right over there. Well, I think I'm just being OC though, but I guess I should say that I'm 98% satisfied with this build. Yeah. Well, I guess I'm still happy. I'm still happy that we have accomplished this, and especially that it actually surpasses this other building right over here. Well, on this view, on this part right over here, well, it actually looks pretty awesome, should I say. And especially that the color is actually contrast with the adjacent building. So far. And also, well, it's actually a combination of, some classical design, should I say, on the podium section and a modern design on the tower itself. But so far, well, I think I've said so far too many times now. But anyways, well, yeah, I'm actually satisfied with this. Well, yeah, especially, well, it actually a contrast on the first building that we have made. And let's take a look on this angle right over here. Well, yeah. Somehow I can actually feel the fusion of having the classical design on the bottom section and actually, the water design on the upper part. But anyways, well, I think we have accomplished something great for this episode. And of course, well, thank you for watching, guys. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment, please leave a like, and make sure to subscribe. This has been Mikey Perion, and I'll see you guys, well, next time.